Hello, everyone. I'm just waiting for the next 2 minutes for people to come on, so we're a little bit early right now. Hi, Beverly. Thanks for joining me today. I'm a little bit early, so I'm just waiting for some people to come on. Some people tell me that they have a hard time getting in. I don't know why. So I'm thinking maybe if I open a little bit earlier, maybe they can get on. Hi, Nancy. Welcome today. Hi, Terry. I'm just a little bit early, so I'm just waiting for some people to come on. Some people tell me that they have a terrible time getting on. Terry, you're one of them, and I'm happy to see you here today. Hi, Janice. How are you? So I'm just waiting one more minute for people to come on, and we will start promptly at 3. Because if I could stop touching my hair, God, I do that all the time. What's your weather like today? How's everybody's weather? We are very hot and humid here in Hamilton, Ontario. Thank you, Janice. I really appreciate that. I'm going to talk about him in a minute. Oh, hot and humid here, yes. We had a beautiful storm the other night. What night was it? Sunday night, we had a big storm. We just got home from our barbecue, and we had a big storm. So it was nice to have hot and humid. It seems to be that time of the year, eh? It's too bad. It just takes all the fun. It sucks all the fun out of summer, right? My name is Barbara Moore, and this is Catch Your Breath 60. And today we are going to talk about self-soothing. It is a concept whose time has come. We're going to talk about that. First of all, we're going to talk about the weather and how the hot and humid days have descended upon us. So it seems like no matter what we do this summer, we get stuck inside. I could barely go out in the hot, humid weather. Now, of course, I only go from the front of the house to the car and, either into a store or some air-conditioned venue. Although I did go for a barbecue this weekend with my family. It was absolutely wonderful. But that's about the only time I'm going to be outdoors this summer because, between the wildfires and the humidity, how could you go out? Hi, Rose. Yeah, hot and humid. So be careful in the hot, humid weather. It's no nice. Make sure that you're hydrated. Make sure that you have a hat. Having a hat can make a big difference. And I was never a hat person, ever was a hat person. But I have a couple of hats now. So I have my prim and proper hat that I wear if I take my grandson to the park. And I have my baseball cap. So that kind of it really helps, right? It is with profound sadness that I announce the passing of my good friend and colleague, Fred Curry. Fred and I met through Derek Cummings, and on his lives, and Fred and I became very, very good friends. Fred was very worried about Derek. They were very, very close, and he was very worried for his friend. And he asked if he could talk to me about it, and we started talking, and we became very, very good friends. And we talked often, and we texted, and we also, Zoomed, right? So Fred passed away last Thursday evening, July the 6th, 2023. He was a valued friend to me and a great supporter, and he's going to be missed immensely. I was actually not looking forward to today because I knew that I wouldn't see his name here today. And he was always, always here. Right after Beverly, he was always here. So, my condolences to all of those. We've all lost a friend. When you have a chronic illness, you usually have ongoing symptoms that you have no control over. Some people have pain. Some people have other symptoms like twitching or itching, or for me, my symptom is shortness of breath. And those of you that have COPD know exactly what I'm talking about. Hi, Kathleen. Um, no matter what I do, any movement or exertion in any matter, I become short of breath. Now, I'm probably very, very much closer to end stage than any of you guys are. So when people tell you, or when you talk to people in groups and online, you have to remember that people come from a place that they are, not where you are. You may progress to this place, but many of you may not be here now. So if you're not, and if you're able to be mobile, keep doing it. But we also must find a way to self-soothe and stop depending on other people to do it for us. Nobody can self-soothe like you can. For most people, being short of breath is no big deal. But for the COPD, shortness of breath is accompanied by anxiety and stress and a feeling of doom. I've felt short of breath lots of times in my life, but I have never felt short of breath like COPD short of breath. It, it does more than take the wind out of your sails. Karen, you made it today. Yes, Karen, we know that you tend to overdo it and you can't take a break, and we don't know why. Maybe one day we'll talk about that on one of our lives. We start to feel as if we have no control and that something terrible could happen with each shortness of breath episode. How many times have you become short of breath, not being able to catch your breath? Your heart starts to pound and you think, this is it, I'm going to die. When we convince ourselves that everything that is going to happen is going to be bad, then we become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you're watching the news and it's bothering you, turn it off. If you are watching too many crime dramas, turn them off. There's nothing wrong with turning off a movie, even if you started it and say, I don't want to watch this anymore. This is not my mood tonight. And so you turn it off and you do something else. You find something else to soothe you. So when we start gasping for breath, sometimes we gasp so hard that we actually pass out. So this has happened to me twice. And because of my history of having sudden cardiac arrests, they thought it was the same thing. So on my records, it says suspected, but actually that wasn't it. I gasped so hard and so inefficiently using my neck muscles and my shoulder muscles, and I couldn't get that air into my lungs no matter how much I tried. Both times it happened, it was in the winter, in the middle of a snowstorm. And I didn't know enough to close my door. I didn't know enough to get out of the wind and everything. I thought the air coming in would help me. And I gasped so hard, I could barely ask my husband to call an ambulance. And when he did, by the time he got there, I couldn't move. And they had to come and get me out of the car. They had to come and lift me out of the car. I couldn't move my leg. I couldn't get my foot out of the car. I couldn't do anything. I had nothing left. And these burly firemen came over and picked me up. And I was no small thing at the time, let me tell you. And they had to pick me up and take me into the stretcher. And they went. And when I woke up, I was on life support. So if the anxiety is not controlled, it pulls only negative thoughts in your brain. And if it is not controlled, you get worse over time, and they pull in more negativity. It's like a cyclone that happens if we don't control it. It's pulling everything in, and I got to pay the bills, and the car insurance is due, and whatever, right? Anything to elevate your anxiety. It's There's actually a like a cyclone. It's like a cyclone, right? If we don't learn to control these anxiety episodes, they become our nemesis. And we start to think that, oh my God, I could really pass out right now. And if I pass out, I'm going to die because I can't, my heart's beating so hard. And I think maybe I'm having a heart attack. And gets so big. And the bigger it gets, the more it pulls in from around us. Anxiety can control every aspect of our lives. And I think most of us probably know that now. We probably have recognized our anxiety more now than we ever have in the past. And I hope it gets more and more in the future, because once we recognize it and we acknowledge it, then we can start to control it. Anxiety takes us to dark, dark places and makes our life a living hell. We have to learn ways to soothe ourselves. If we put as much time into soothing ourselves as we did allowing the anxiety to control this, we would have more control over the outcomes. Sounds easy to me. Well, guess what? It's not easy. It is a very, very hard concept to take control. No question about it. But just for now, if you're here and you're writing in the comments, think quickly of something that you have done in the past or would like to do in the future that keeps you focused and in control. Write your answer down now. Something that keeps you focused and in control. Okay, Cindy, what is that, Cindy? What it is? Terry says that exercise saved her. Does anybody else feel like that? Exercise is the key here. Music, yes, music is very good. Yeah, I like that one, Kathleen. I hear you on that. By the way, I've had a 5-year-old for the past weekend. Oh, we're going to talk about this next week, Rose. This is our subject for next week: incontinence with COPD and bladder and bowel control. Oh, those are great. Those are great answers. So thinking quickly about something that you can take control of and focus, that keeps you focused and in control. No matter what it is, if you enjoy it, it will pay you back twofold. Remember, the first step is always to use your five senses. So that can be touching a shirt that you're wearing and just feel that material, feel that the weight of it, feel what does it just feel it, just rub against it, feel the softness of it. Um, Grounding yourself uses one of your five senses. So you see, hear, feel, touch, and taste. When I get short of breath, I like to find an object to focus on, and I have one in every room in my house. So no matter where I get short of breath, I have something that I automatically go to, and I focus on it and hold my attention there. I repeat positive affirmations and positive self talk. You can do this. You've done it before. You've been here before. Now, I'm thinking this, I'm not saying it because I'm not wasting my breath talking, but I'm thinking positive self talk, positive affirmations. Of course, you can do this. You're strong enough to do this. You've done this before. This isn't forever. This is for the next 30 seconds, and then it will be over. Um, this positive self-talk is so important. It is essential, and those of us that are our age, like baby boomers and that sort of thing, we were never encouraged like the kids are today. I mean, I don't ever remember my parents saying, "You can be anything you want. You can, of course you can do that." My parents were always looking at the negative. And I don't think that was just my parents. I think that that was the generation. So I don't remember a whole lot of positive self-talk going on in my family when I was a kid. And so it comes hard to us. It's really hard. It's not an easy thing to do. But it does have a calming effect on you, and it allows you to calm yourself. Nobody can do this except for you. Positive self-talk, positive affirmations. Remember that proper breathing techniques matter. I've had so many comments on, oh my goodness, I didn't know enough to lower my shoulders. Lower your shoulders. Sit back and lower your shoulders. And if it hurts, it's because you are using these shoulder and neck muscles to inefficiently breathe. And these are making it is making your breathing harder to get under control. If you go to Google, you can type in proper breathing techniques, and you will find that you can practice them often and several times a day. This helps exercise the lungs, it lowers your blood pressure, and it eliminates anxiety. No matter what your chronic illness symptoms are, controlled breathing and slower breathing are helpful. Spending time alone is a great asset to self-soothing. And I know a lot of us don't like to be alone. We're kind of afraid to be alone. But you know what? Nothing's going to happen when we're alone that's not going to happen when somebody's here. It's not the environment that heals us, it's us that heals us. Spending alone time gives you time to meditate and practice your breathing techniques, and to generally spend time with yourself and to calm your brain. Remember positive self-talk and your affirmations. They're very, very important. They are the key to positive outlooks. Getting lost in an activity like journaling, doodling, reading a new book, or indoor gardening gives me a great focus and helps to lower the anxiety while increasing my sense of accomplishment and probably serotonin too. I also like cleaning because I enjoy the outcome. I don't enjoy cleaning, don't get me wrong, but I do enjoy the outcome. And if some sucker will do it for me, I'll let them do it. There are a few things that I have found to keep me busy. So, this is what I do all the time. I journal, I doodle on pieces of paper, I read a new book. I have a book bub. If anybody wants an invite, let me know and I'll send it to you. And I do indoor gardening. And indoor gardening takes one day a week. It takes a whole day a week. So Monday is my indoor gardening as I'm talking to myself, getting ready for tea time. But I have found that limiting my time on the computer and my phone, but if I must, then I watch cat videos, kitten videos, puppy videos, baby videos, or I listen to guided meditations to increase my serotonin and lower my blood pressure. I like to clean out drawers and cupboards because there's nothing like cleaning out a cupboard. And I always have a small box with me because Amazon sends my stuff in small boxes. And every room that I go in, I have a box that is for donation. When I go in and out of the room, or when I see something in my drawer that I don't want or need, I throw it in the box. And when the box is full, my husband takes it to the donation center. I like dusting too. Dusting is something like, I don't know, maybe my old friends are all there. I don't know. But regardless of what you do to ground yourself, do it without shame and do it often. Sorry, I got a hair in my face. Mindfulness is the key to staying in this moment, and it really, really helps. I know it's the new hashtag, or it's the new thing is to practice mindfulness, but truthfully, mindfulness can and will change the way that you look at things. And when the way you look at things change, everything will be better. We cannot live in the past, and our future is not predicted. So stay out of there and stay in the moment. You know, pay attention to the here and now. And as your thoughts wander, slowly bring them back to the present. So, Rose, do you not do any exercises at all? Maybe we'll talk about this next week too. So, we are going to do our meditation now. And then we're going to talk about next week. It's a big week. When you get in trouble and you cannot control your breath, invite this habit to become your go-to. Inhale through your nose. Take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for a few seconds, and then exhale through pursed lips. The minute you get short of breath, begin to breathe using pursed lips. Inhaling through the nose, take a breath. Take it deep into your belly. Hold for 2 seconds and exhale through pursed lips. Stay in the moment and concentrate on your breath. Inhale through your nose. Take it deep into your belly. Hold for 2 seconds and exhale through pursed lips. We are slowing our breathing pattern so we can breathe more efficiently. Shallow breathers have a higher CO2 content, which is a carbon dioxide. It's poison. Inhale through your nose and take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for 3 seconds and exhale through pursed lips. Each breath has more meaning than the last. Inhale through your nose, taking it deep into your belly. Hold for 4 seconds and exhale through pursed lips. Notice how relaxed and calm you are. Inhale through your nose. Take a breath deep into your belly. Hold it for 5 seconds and exhale through pursed lips. I think that an interesting comment came from my live last week, and that was that nobody had ever heard this issue of incontinence when you get short of breath. Or rather, they have heard of it, but their doctor will not confirm it. And it's just because it has to do with peeing or urination or whatever you want to call it. We tend to keep silent about it. So next week, we're going to talk about incontinence with COPD, pertaining to the bladder and the bowels, how we overcome it, and anything else. We're going to talk about a few other bathroom tips. So if you are, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can email me or private message me or whatever and tell me about your bathroom problems. And I will address them here on COPD Net, as well as talking to your doctor about what he can do to help you. This is Barbara Moore. I still got this hair on my face. This is Barbara Moore for Catch Your Breath 60, and I appreciate everybody who came to visit me today. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week on live Tuesday tea at 3.